Have you ever thought of someone out of nowhere and moments later, they text or call you, and in that moment, you felt something unexplainable like the universe was listening? That wasn't luck. That was a signal, your signal reaching out. The truth is, you've always been manifesting your reality, just unconsciously. Every thought, emotion, and breath sends a frequency into the field around you. Most people create by default, not designed so life feels random, messy, or out of control. But what if the world outside is simply reflecting the frequency you hold within? That's when things start shifting subtly, then powerfully. Like tuning into a different station, your reality aligns with who you are, not what you want. Quantum researchers at Princeton and the HeartMath Institute have shown that coherent intention alters measurable energy fields. What does this make you feel? Drop one word in the comments that captures it. You are not separate from the field. Stay with me, we're about to explore the core truth. What if you were never separate from the energy you're trying so hard to influence? What if you're already immersed in it, breathing in it, moving through it like a fish in water, unaware of the ocean it swims in? This is the core truth. You are not separate from the field. The quantum field is not some distant, abstract concept. It's the invisible web of energy that connects all things: your body, your emotions, your memories, the stars above you, and the people you pass on the street. Scientists like Dr. Joe Dispenza and researchers at CERN and Stanford describe it as a living matrix, sensitive, not to words, but to vibration. It doesn't respond to what you say you want it, responds to the energy you are in at the moment. Feeling anxious? The field mirrors it. Feel aligned, grateful, surrendered? That too is reflected back, sometimes instantly, sometimes subtly. Think of the last time you walked into a room and felt the energy tense, joyful, heavy. You weren't imagining it. You were reading the field, the same way others read yours. The quantum field is always listening, not with ears, but with frequency. It doesn't judge. It reflects. What signal are you living as right now? What do you think your current reality says about your internal frequency? Let me know in the comments. And here's where it gets fascinating. When you begin to shift your inner state, your breath, your posture, your emotion, you shift the information you're broadcasting, and reality bends in response. This isn't magic, it's physics. The HeartMath Institute has shown that the heart emits a magnetic field up to 5,000 times stronger than the brain, impacting matter and emotion alike. So stay with me, because up next, we're diving into what exactly are quantum events and how can you trigger them on purpose? Before we go further, if this resonates with you even a little, take a moment to like this video and hit subscribe. It helps more than you know. Now, have you ever felt like life was sending you signs? Like the same message kept appearing in different ways through people, conversations, random events? That's not random. That's a quantum event. These aren't just coincidences, they're responses. Moments when the quantum field echoes the frequency you've been living. A stranger offers you the exact opportunity you've been visualizing. You think about changing careers, and suddenly, 3 paths open. It's not magic. It's physics meeting awareness. Quantum events are shifts in reality that align so closely with your inner state, they feel orchestrated. And in a way they are. Your subconscious broadcasts signals 24/7, shaping the field around you long before you consciously choose. Scientists at the Max Planck Institute and the Global Consciousness Project have shown measurable patterns between human intention and seemingly random systems. So how do you know if it's truly a quantum event or just coincidence? Here's the clue. When something repeats, appears from multiple directions, and aligns with your inner signal, it's not luck. It resonates. The field is mirroring you. Think of it like tuning fork, strike one, and the others vibrate. You're not waiting for the universe to choose you. You're calling it forward with every breath, every emotion. The key is learning to recognize these signals and align with them more deeply. How many coincidences have you ignored in your life, brushing them off as chance? What if they were invitations to shift? Let me know in the comments. Coming up next, we'll explore one of the most important keys to stabilizing your signal, the interference effect versus coherence, and why most people never manifest consistently. Stay with me. This is where the signal becomes real. Have you ever tried to tune a radio, only to hear static no matter how close you get to the right frequency. That's what happens when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are misaligned. It's called interference, and it's the number one reason manifestations feel blocked or inconsistent. You say, "I trust everything will work out," but your chest is tight, your breath shallow, your muscles tense. That's not alignment. That's noise. The body never lies. Your nervous system speaks the truth of your frequency louder than any affirmation ever could. When your mind says one thing, your heart feels another, and your actions move in a third direction. You're sending mixed signals, and the quantum field can only reflect what's consistent. But when you enter coherence, when your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors begin to harmonize, you broadcast a clear, focused signal the universe cannot ignore. This isn't just poetics, it's measurable. Research from the HeartMath Institute shows that heart-brain coherence creates synchronized patterns in the body's electromagnetic field, enhancing not only emotional stability, but decision-making, creativity, and even immune function. It's the difference between yelling across a storm and singing into still water. Which one reflects more clearly? So how do you know when you're in interference versus coherence? Tune into your body. Are you calm? Is your breath soft and deep? Do your emotions support the vision you claim to want? Or are you resisting with fear, doubt, or urgency without realizing it? Be honest with yourself. This isn't about blame. It's about becoming aware. Because the moment you shift into coherence, reality begins to meet you halfway. What signal have you been sending without knowing? Can you feel the difference now? Tell me in the comments. And stay with me, because next, we'll explore exactly what coherence does for you and how it can collapse time between your inner state and outer reality. This is where things accelerate. What if I told you that the most powerful manifestation tool isn't effort, strategy, or endless thinking, but coherence? Imagine your brain, heart, and nervous system moving in rhythm, like a perfectly tuned symphony. In that state, you become a powerful broadcast tower, sending out one clear, unwavering signal into the quantum field. And when that happens, reality listens. You no longer need to control every thought. You simply hold a dominant frequency, calm, trust, gratitude, and the field organizes around it. According to studies from the HeartMath Institute, when we enter heart-brain coherence, our brain function improves dramatically. Reaction times speed up. Intuition sharpens. Our immune system strengthens. We literally become biologically aligned with clarity, flow, and magnetism. It's like flipping a switch inside you on that says, "I'm ready, I'm safe, I'm in sync." And suddenly, opportunities, people, and answers begin appearing without force. Have you ever had a moment of deep peace and right after, something just clicked in your life? That's not a coincidence. That's coherence doing what it does best. The question is, how often are you in that state? What signal are you broadcasting right now? Drop a word in the comments that describes it. Because when you learn to live in coherence, not occasionally, but daily, you begin collapsing the distance between who you are and what you desire. And that brings us to a deeper truth. Up next, we'll explore belief, expectation, and the wave collapse, the exact moment where infinite possibilities become your lived reality. You don't want to miss this part. It's the key to shifting timelines. Stay with me. We're only just beginning. Have you ever wondered why what you want doesn't always show up, but what you expect often does, even when you don't like it? That's not just mindset, it's physics. In the quantum field, your unconscious expectations act like a sculptor, shaping raw possibility into form. The field doesn't respond to what you hope for, it responds to what you believe is likely. And this is where the concept of wave collapse becomes real. In the famous double-slit experiment, electrons behave like waves existing in many potential paths until an observer enters the equation. The moment someone watches, the wave collapses into a single point. Out of infinite options, expectation chooses one. Your energy does the same thing. Every second, your field is collapsing waves of possibility into your lived reality, not based on your desires, but on your dominant beliefs. That's why affirmations without alignment rarely work. You might say, "I believe love is coming." But if deep down you expect abandonment, the wave collapses accordingly. Your nervous system doesn't land. The field listens to that, not your words. So ask yourself, What do I really expect when I imagine my future? Do I expect peace or conflict? Flow or struggle? Abundance or lack? These hidden expectations are the silent architects of your timeline. Researchers at MIT and the University of Vienna continue to explore how consciousness affects particle behavior, how the mere presence of expectation alters outcomes. This isn't a theory, it's measurable. So how do you change your signal? You begin by becoming aware, by meeting those quiet, unconscious expectations and shifting them gently, consistently. What expectation do you think has shaped your life the most? Tell me in the comments. And stay close, because in the next section, we'll dive into the heart of it all, how to consciously transform expectation through a daily embodiment practice. This is where shift becomes reality. Don't miss it. What if your reality isn't limited by circumstances but by the story your body has been told to expect? Like a scratched record playing the same melody of fear, doubt, or not yet. Your unconscious expectations quietly filter every possibility before it even reaches you. But here's the breakthrough. You can rewrite the signal. Transforming expectation isn't about pretending. It's about recoding your frequency from within gently, consistently, consciously. Let's walk through the 3-step practice that's helping people all over the world collapse timelines and live in a new signal. Step 1. Identify the limiting belief. Listen closely to your inner narrator. What's the default line it repeats when you dream bigger? I'm not good enough. It always fails. They won't choose me. Recognition is the first power move. Step 2. Pause. Breathe. Feel your body. These beliefs don't live in your head, they live in your nervous system. Your shoulders tense. Your breath shortens. Your chest tightens. Just observe. Don't fix feel. As neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman shares, body awareness is the fastest way to shift brain patterns and emotional energy. Step 3. Recode with embodiment. Close your eyes. Visualize the reality you desire, but more than that, feel it. Let the emotion of already having it rise in your chest. Let your breath slow into safety. Smile as if it's here. This isn't imagination, it's alignment. Research from HeartMath and the National Institutes of Health shows that elevated emotion creates measurable coherence between the brain and heart, opening the body to intuitive intelligence and healing. This practice, repeated daily, begins to shift the gravitational field around your life. The old belief loses grip. New possibilities magnetize in. What belief are you ready to release today, and what new reality are you willing to feel now? Let me know in the comments. And stay with me, because up next we dive into one of the greatest secrets of the quantum world. Why letting go isn't weakness, it's power. Surrender collapses resistance. Don't miss it. This is where your signal becomes unstoppable. What if the very energy you emit while holding on is the same energy pushing what you desire further away? In the quantum field, intention isn't just about clarity, it's about tone. And here's the paradox. When you stop grasping, you start receiving. Because the field doesn't respond to effort, it responds to frequency. The clearer your signal, the faster the collapse of possibilities into your physical reality. And that clarity doesn't come from forcing it comes from letting go. Let's be absolutely clear. Letting go is not abandoning your dream. It's trusting the intelligence of the system that governs all things, the quantum field, the energy matrix that responds not to what you say, but to who you are. When your nervous system no longer vibrates with urgency or doubt, you emit a frequency that's unmistakable, certainty. And in that certainty, the field responds not randomly, but resonantly. There's a deep difference between letting go and giving up. Giving up is resignation, often rooted in fear, fatigue, or the belief that nothing will change. But letting go, that's power. That's when you've done your part, you've aligned, embodied, and shown up, and now you release the outcome into something greater than yourself. As one wise metaphor puts it, a farmer does not plant a seed and dig it up every morning to see if it's growing. They water it, they trust the sun, and they wait for the harvest. That's not a weakness. That's wisdom. Science backs this up. A 2021 study from the University of Wisconsin-Madison found that individuals who practiced non-attachment while maintaining intentional focus experienced reduced stress levels and improved cognitive flexibility, both critical to staying in high vibration states. The same study showed these individuals reported a stronger sense of life unfolding naturally, without mental burnout or obsessive overthinking. The results? Less chasing. More attractive. When you stop needing the dream to happen right now, you become the version of yourself who can hold it. Because you're no longer coming from lack, you're living in the vibration of already becoming. That's coherence. That's creation. So take a breath. Ask yourself gently, where am I gripping too hard? Where can I soften today? Just a little. What if that softening was the final piece? Let me know in the comments what's one dream you're learning to trust again. And stay close, because in the next part, we explore the quiet magic that begins to unfold after surrender. Surrendered influence, how your energy does the work without effort, and reality quietly rearranges to meet you. Have you ever noticed that the moment you stop trying to force something, it just happens? A call you were waiting for finally arrives. An idea flows effortlessly. A door opens without you pushing. That's not a coincidence. That's an influence at work. And it's one of the most underestimated forces in the quantum field. Because when you truly release the need to control the outcome, you stop chasing and start attracting. Surrendered influence doesn't mean giving up your desires. It means embodying the energy of trust so deeply that the field can finally respond. When you hold tight to expectations, you create tension. That tension clouds your frequency. But when you soften, breathe, and trust the unfolding, you send out a signal of safety, worthiness, and openness. And the field moves. Think of it this way. You're no longer shouting into the void. You're becoming the song the void echoes back. This influence begins with the smallest moments. Every time you face resistance traffic, delays, conflict, you're being invited to practice energy mastery. What would happen if, instead of reacting, you took one slow, conscious breath? Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw soften. Whisper to yourself, I don't need to control this moment to stay in alignment. That's not just emotional maturity, it's energetic sovereignty. This practice, done repeatedly, begins to train your nervous system to remain coherent, even in chaos. And that coherence radiates. It impacts others. Research from the HeartMath Institute shows that the heart's electromagnetic field extends up to 3 feet from the body and influences the emotional states of people nearby. In other words, your surrendered state becomes contagious. You influence through presence, not pressure. And here's where quantum magic intensifies. When your field is stable, the path rearranges to meet you. Conversations align. Time opens. People show up. Not because you forced it, but because your being became the invitation. You are no longer the one chasing alignment. You are the signal. So next time you feel resistance rising, ask, what would surrender look like in this moment? Not as an escape, but as a deeper trust, as an act of energetic leadership. What's one everyday situation where you can practice surrendered influence starting today? Share it with me in the comments. And stay with me, because up next, we explore how to make that surrendered frequency your new baseline, a new identity, a new way of living. It's time to embody the future self, who doesn't visit the signal, but lives as the signal. What if the life you've been chasing isn't somewhere out there waiting, but already orbiting the frequency you haven't yet become? The truth is, manifestation doesn't happen when you practice. One seed happens when the practice becomes your personality, when the signal isn't something you send, but something you are. This is where everything begins to change, not because you're trying harder, but because you've shifted into a new default state, living as the signal. At this level, you're not thinking about alignment, you embody it. You don't have to constantly visualize or affirm, because your breath, your posture, your tone, your energy field are already broadcasting the outcome. People feel something different around you. Opportunities begin to find you. Synchronicities become a pattern, not an exception. It's not magic, it's coherence. So how do you move from occasional practice to permanent signal? It begins with embedding the frequency into your everyday behavior. Choose one moment each day, maybe right after you wake up, or during your walk to work, or just before bed. Link it to something familiar, like brushing your teeth or drinking water. In that window, drop into the version of yourself who already lives the reality you want. Feel their breath, hear their voices, stand how they'd stand. Then here's the key: repeat this identity in real situations. For example, if your signal is trust, then practice it not just on your yoga mat but when your plans shift or your message goes unanswered. That's where identity becomes real. If your signal is abundant, practice generosity when it feels tight. If it's love, extend warmth before it's given to you. That's how energy rewrites who you are, and the field responds accordingly. Studies from the University of California, Los Angeles show that consistent neural reinforcement, especially when tied to physical movement and emotional states, builds faster synaptic pathways in the brain. Translation: repeated emotional alignment becomes your baseline faster when linked to daily, embodied behavior. Living as the signal means your external life begins to mirror your internal certainty. And when you embody that level of vibrational congruence, life doesn't just shift, it begins to sync. Perfect timing. Unexpected support. New clarity. The universe no longer feels like something outside you. It begins to behave like an extension of you. So ask yourself now, what would it look like if I didn't just do the work, but became the work? What would change if your signal wasn't something you remembered, but something you are? Tell me in the comments what's the signal you're ready to live as, starting today. And stay close, because next we arrive at the heart of it all. The conclusion. You are the quantum expression. This is not just theory anymore. It's you, remembered. What if the version of you you've been waiting to become is already here, just hidden beneath layers of programming, fear, and doubt? You see, you are not a seeker of the quantum, you are the expression of it. You are not chasing alignment. You are alignment when you remember who you truly are. The quantum field doesn't require perfection. It doesn't ask for endless effort or flawless routines. It asks for one thing: clarity, coherence, authentic presence. You don't need to chase a distant future. You need to remember that it's already encoded within you. That every cell in your body, every thought you've ever had, every wave of emotion is vibrating in a field that responds to who you are now, not who you think you'll become someday. You're not building a signal, you're returning to it. This week, choose one frequency. Just one. Maybe it's abundance. Maybe it's peace. Maybe it's love. Breathe that energy. Speak from it. Walk with it. Let it lead your choices. Don't worry about doing it perfectly. Worry only about being honest. Let the world feel the clarity of your presence. That is the purest signal you'll ever send. Scientific studies from MIT and the Max Planck Institute for Physics have shown that the observer-effector ability to influence energy with intention is not science fiction. It's measurable, reproducible, and real. Your attention literally collapses energy into form. So what will you collapse into? Reality. Not from force, but from embodiment. You are not a mistake. You are not late. You are not missing anything. You are the field experiencing itself through your eyes. And when you begin to live from that place and not just think it, but feel it, your entire reality will bend to meet you. So if this video brought you clarity or calm, please like it so others can find it too. And hit subscribe with the bell on, because this space is only just beginning. We'll go deeper. We'll go together. Remember, you don't need to become the signal you already are. This is your permission slip to stop chasing and start choosing. To stop doubting and start radiating. You are the quantum made visible. So live like it, choose like it, and trust life will meet you exactly where you stand.